So ladies and gentlemen, make her feel very welcome, Ms. Isa Kanja.
Thanks. Hi everyone. Hi. Are you having fun this weekend or this Monday? Wonderful, wonderful. Now, despite what Megan said, she said that I'm no stranger to the stage, etc., etc. The truth is, I still get extremely nervous on stage. And if I get nervous, the problem with that is sometimes I forget to give pieces of information out, and I really want to be able to give you your all, particularly for those people that love property. Who loves property in the room? Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so here's the deal. There's two ways that I can get rid of my nerves. Even as I stand here, I'm shaking a little bit. And the first way is for me to imagine you all naked. No offense, but some of you, that would just be a little bit inappropriate. The other way is for you guys to have a bit of interaction with me to help me calm my nerves. Is that okay?
Yes.
Fabulous, fabulous. My name's Isa Kanja. The easiest way to remember my name is the word easy, except I'm not anymore. Please don't tell my mum. She tends to stalk me to whatever seminar I'm presenting at. She's a real stage mum. So if you see her in the audience, she looks a little bit like me, tell me, and I'll shut up. Alrighties. Well, today we're going to talk about the 7 stages of property development. A lot of you put your hands up that you like property. Property development is the ultimate vehicle to be able to make money and profits within the property industry. We'll also talk about how to use what developers know to become a property deal maker. And this is one of my favorite things. I love property development, don't get me wrong, but there's such magic in putting a deal together without actually having to build, without actually having to develop or construct. Who would say that sometimes, the thought of actually building a property up from scratch could be a little bit daunting, a little bit scary? Yeah? It is scary sometimes, right? But there's money to be made without having to have done that. Would you like to know how?
Yes.
Great, I'm going to show you how to do that later on. Okay, we'll also talk about how to own a property with no debt whatsoever in 12 months. Who thinks that could really change their life? Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of us work very, very hard to buy a property and pay it off for 30 years. Would you agree? Well, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that debt in 12 months. We'll also talk about options, basically how to control a property without even buying it, without even having a mortgage on it. Isn't that amazing that you could make money on property without actually owning it? Are you interested in that?
Yes.
So am I. Fantastic. We're in the same place. We'll also talk about vendor finance. This is one of the best ways to buy property without using your own money. Zilch of your own money. That is magic. These strategies are what can give you massive results and massive profits. And lastly, I'll be telling you about the Fantastic Four. Now, some of these strategies is in the Fantastic Four, all of them will change your life, but some of them you'll be able to implement as soon as you leave the room today. Did you get me on that? Who's here to make a whole load of cash? Fabulous. Who thinks that, we're here to make a whole load of cash, but it could take a little bit of time to do that? Yeah, that's the reality in most people's heads, yeah? Well, I'm telling you that today, when you leave, if you implement one of these strategies, you could be making about 15 grand within 4 weeks. Does that sound good? I think it sounds friggin' awesome. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, I need interaction because I get a little bit shaky, a little bit nervous. This is my first time on stage doing this particular seminar, though I have been in this industry for quite some time. So when you like something, I want to cheer, I want a yee-haw or a woohoo. Can I get that from you? Yeah. Fantastic. I was going to say something else there, but I've learned to curb and, refine my language. All right. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. My heritage or my background, as I call it, is tribal savage. I'm an island girl from the Philippines. Actually, I'm from a very small, very beautiful island in the Philippines. Turquoise water, crystal clear. You can see the fish through the water. It's absolutely amazing. I lived in that island for a lot of my life, and I went to school on the mainland. I took bamboo boats to the mainland every day for school and got to school drenched head to toe. Now, we're talking a lot about money today. And the reason why I want to bring my story into this is because we're absolutely here to make money. But if we're only here to make money, I bet you anything that money won't stick. We can be here making a whole load of money, truckloads of money, become extremely rich, and then become a real prick. And money doesn't stick with those type of people. Or it does stick, but it comes with a lot of other baggage. Who would agree with me on that? Yeah. See, the thing about money is it's not really real. Okay? Now some of you going, huh? It's sure real to me. Well, no. Money's actually a bunch of plastic here in Australia. It's only real because we agree that it holds a value. Would you agree? Without that agreement between us, it is a bunch of plastic, isn't it? So that's the thing. We can be here to make a whole load of money, but it won't stay with us unless we have a purpose, unless we have a reason to make this money, unless there's a driver to push us to create, to keep achieving, to continue to make this money. Now, for me, that purpose is something that was embedded in me quite some years ago when I lived on this island in the Philippines. See, it was a beautiful island, but it was also very poor. A lot of my friends live like this. That's one of the boats that I took to school every day. And they live like this. And that. Picturesque island, but it's not much fun when all you're living in is a shaky shanty. I have over 20 godchildren on that island. Now, the reason why, some of them I don't even know, by the way. Some of them became my godchildren when I was here in Australia. And I got told about it after the christening. And the reason for this is their parents believe that one day I'll be able to help their kids. Okay, they believe that one day I'll be able to stretch out my hand and go, here you go. And sometimes I do it now as well. Well, a lot of the time I do that now as well. See, I came from that. A lot of these kids, well, most of the kids that are my godchildren, most of them live below poverty line. Okay? And like I said, I haven't even met some of them. Most of them live below poverty line. This is my driver. I came from that. I love to show these kids that, yes, I've done it. There's no reason why you can't do it. There's no reason why you can't be anything you want. You see, I believe we can all be whatever we want and we can all make a big fortune. I believe in abundance. Who else believes in that? Yes. Absolutely. So this is my driver. And it's not just the kids on that island, it's just that they gave me the real experience. Okay, it's unfortunate kids in general. My dream is to have that scholarship fund for disadvantaged children, and I mean financially disadvantaged. And they don't all need to be smart to get this scholarship. They all just need a chance, and they want to take that chance. That's my dream. Okay, so what is it for you? I want you to take a moment to think about that. What is it for you? What's your reason to make lots of money? It could be your family. It could be someone else's family. It could be a friend that's helped you out in your life. It could be the fact that you have a completely different hobby that pays crap, but you'd like to make money so you can continue to do what you love. Has everyone got that reason? If you haven't, keep thinking about it, because it will be the force that gives you success. Does that make sense? Wonderful, wonderful. So we're all here to create a little bit of wealth. And property can be one of those vehicles to do that. Hands up again, who loves property? Yay! Who wants to make millions out of property? Yeah. Woo! Oh, that was a bit louder there. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Property is the number one industry for Australian millionaires and billionaires to put their money into, and they make most of the money out of it. Okay? So there's got to be something in it. There's got to be something that's making this work. Would you agree? Most of the world, I think 87% of the world's millionaires and billionaires actually made their profit or their money from property. Now, it's not the only vehicle, but it's usually a predominant part. But what type of property? This is where we get all caught up. I mean, we can have different sorts of property. We can have buy and hold properties. We can buy and renovate. We can buy and develop. We can buy and sell. We can get negative geared properties. We can get positively geared properties. We can get units. We can get houses. We can get skyscrapers. We can get rural places. We can turn them into condos. We can create hotels. There's so much going on, and there's so many choices out there that all of a sudden, after 5 years, you haven't bought anything. Who can relate to this? Who can get caught up in paralysis by analysis? It happens so much. And it happens so quickly. Like we sit there, we make the decision, I'm going to be a property millionaire. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And a year from now, you're still standing in the same spot going, that's what I'm going to do. 2 years from now, that's what I'm going to do. But you haven't done it. We have a tendency to procrastinate, sometimes or mostly because of fear. Would you agree? Yeah. See, the thing is, let's simplify it, okay? Let's dumb it down so that it doesn't become this big, daunting thing for us to make a decision on. So, if we were to simplify it, then there's only really 2 types of property investment, okay? The first is passive investment. And that's basically you buy and hold properties, okay? This is a fantastic strategy. A lot of people make a lot of money from it. I've made a lot of money from it. Okay, there's a lot of millionaires that have gone out there, done this, and made huge fortunes from buying and holding property. The only thing is, I believe that in life, you could be either one of 2 things. You can either be a cause or the effect of something. Does that make sense? Now, when we're talking about being at effect, it means we're at effect waiting for circumstances to happen to us and for circumstances to sometimes improve. Okay? This is what passive investing is. Okay? Now, a lot of the decisions you make along the way are causative. So you decide, I'm going to research a really good property. I'll find that property. I can control which property I buy. I can control which agent I deal with. I can control which clients rent out my property. I can control what type of rent I demand on the property. I can control where I buy. I can control the type of property I buy. So that's fantastic. You've caused all of that, and then you bought the property. But then what do? You wait. You found this amazing property, and now you wait in hope that it will grow and double within 10 years. Does that make sense? And it does usually. Okay? It does. There's nothing wrong with that. It absolutely does. But on the flip side, let's talk about active investing. This is where you take circumstances and mold it to suit you. Okay? It's a causative action all throughout. So what happens? You choose the type of properties you get. You get creative with the deals you put together. You're able to add value to the type of properties that you have, so you're constantly growing, changing the potential of the property that you've bought. Now, the only difference between the 2, neither is better than the other. The difference is the time factor. Okay? The difference is that in active property investing, you're most likely to be able to make more money, or not more money, you're able to make the money faster. Does that make sense? That's all it is. It's faster than the other. But long-term, passive property will probably make you the same amount of money, if not a good amount of money. Does that make sense? So now I believe that you should actually look at both. Yeah? And it is about, for your own personal portfolio, about balancing the 2. Because are there risks involved with active investing? Absolutely, but there's huge return. Now, a slightly slower and sometimes smaller return on the passive investing, but wouldn't it be great to have something that's chugging along and working for you in the meantime? Does that make sense? Yeah. But what I'm here to show you is the magic of active investing. You want to use the knowledge and skills of a developer to become a property deal maker. Okay, so I am going to give you the knowledge to do this today. Are you interested?
Yes.
Yay! All right. Well, to become a property deal maker, it doesn't happen as I click my fingers. You need education, or you need some knowledge about the industry itself. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so every product that has been ever created has a product cycle. Yeah? So everything from clothes, jewelry, food, machines, everything started with a concept first. Would you agree? Okay, so it started from a concept. Then it went to a manufacturer, and that manufacturer produced that particular item. The manufacturer then on-sold that item to a wholesaler. That wholesaler then packages up that item and sells it to a retailer. The retailer puts it out in its shop, and a guy walks into the shop, buys that particular item, and the cycle's over. Does that make sense? Yes. Excellent. Now, every single step of the way of that cycle, someone is making money, except the end user. Because the end user just takes the product. Yeah? This is what happens when you buy and hold property. It doesn't mean that you haven't been able to make money from it, and it doesn't mean it won't make money from you, but you're buying the end product. You're at the end taking that product home and saying, okay, now grow. Okay? So like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But what if you could get in the cycle earlier? What if you could make money on the deal much earlier? At the stage of the wholesaler, perhaps, or at the stage of the conception even. Do you think that could be even more powerful? Yes. But you don't even need to do that. All you need to do is understand the cycle to be able to make money from it. Let's take an example. Let's say we're very, very thirsty. We'll walk into a restaurant, and I hate these type of restaurants, but they charge you $4.50 for a glass of Coke. That's about that big. Yeah? Fill it up with ice. That's right. We've got some restaurateurs in the room who know. Okay, so we go there. They charge us $4.50 for this glass of Coke. And, we were really just walking in there to have a quick drink. Okay, and then we go, well, you know what? I know that across the road is a 7-Eleven, and that same glass of Coke, except not in the glass, tastes exactly the same, probably, if not better, is selling for $3. Yeah, if all you wanted was a drink, would you go across the road and get it for $3? Great. But what if you knew that 2 blocks away, that's a really hot day, but if we're willing to walk 2 blocks away, there's a Coles. What's it up here? Is it Coles? Yeah. Okay. So what if 2 blocks away there's a Coles? And we know that in that Coles, they're selling the same Coke for $2 instead of $3. Is it worth the walk? Yeah, maybe. Yeah? But is there a big percentage difference between $2 and $4.50? Yes. So what if we turn that into property? Is there a big percentage or a big dollar difference between $450,000 and $200,000? Yes. Would you walk 2 blocks with me to get $250,000 off? Yes. Absolutely. So it's not only about the money, it's about the percentages. Does that make sense? Yes. Well, let's take this to a step further. Do you think that the supermarkets are making money on the Coke that they sell? Yes. Absolutely. Well, let's say we're in this group and I know that these 4 people here are just as thirsty as I am. I go, you know what? We can buy in bulk at Coles. They're going to give me the Coke for $1.50 if I buy 5. Would you like one? Yep. Would you like one? Would you like one? Okay. All right. I'll go walk those 2 blocks, and I'll get us a Coke for $1.50 each. Saves us $2 each. Yeah. On what was it? $3 each. Sorry. Math. Okay. $3 each. All right. So you're willing to walk? You're willing to send me out to walk to get the Coke? Yeah. Okay. Now, what if there was a whole heap of people? Who's thirsty in the room? Yeah. Great, this isn't Oprah. I'm not about to bring out all these Cokes for you. No. But let's say you're all thirsty. Yeah, and I go, great. Well, I'm just going to organise to go out there. But you know what? If I'm going to go out there on my own, you deserve a free drink. I deserve a free drink, absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to make you all pay for a cab for me. So I'm going to sell you the Coke for $2 each. Are you still getting a better deal than your $4.50?
Yes.
And I'm making 50 cents on each of you. You're pretty cheap. Does that make sense? So with property, it's kind of the same thing. All you need to do is know where to find the deal and connect a person who wants the same thing as you want or wants that particular item and introduce them. Does that make sense? Let's take this a step even further. Let's say we went to the wholesaler and we know we can get this product from the wholesaler for $1. $1 each. Yeah? Down from $4.50. Now, if I rang up the wholesaler and spoke to them and told them that we wanted to buy some Coke and get it delivered here to this room, do you think they'd do it? No, they wouldn't. Because here's this random Asian chick calling and saying to them, oh yeah, I got, a group of people in the room and we want to get our Coke cheaper. Would you be able to send some over? I don't think they're going to accept that. Yeah? However, if I had some inside knowledge, and they probably don't even call it Coke, by the way, the bottles. Yeah? They probably call it units or something, because they're used to distributing in mass. Would you agree? Yeah? So, what if I had some inside knowledge? What if I spoke to someone and got them to teach, someone from Coke, and got them to teach me how they produce things in their factory, in their wholesale department, and how they put the deals together to distribute to all the wholesalers, to all the retailers. Do you think that they would entertain me a little bit more at that point? Yeah, if I knew all the lingo and started speaking units instead of bottles. Yeah. Yeah, I'd sound a bit more professional, wouldn't I? Absolutely. Yes, okay. Oh, you had a milk bar?
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. So there you go.
You had to buy them in 20 crates before they would give you a discount.
Fabulous. So that if we all... Can we get a discount now? Can you organise for 20 crates to come around?
No longer in it.
All right. Okay. But the wholesalers are making money too. From somewhere, aren't they? So if you think, wow, I just got Coke down from $4.50 each to $1